All right, welcome back to the Almost Above Average podcast. This is a new segment that we're going to try out called Motivation Monday. It's a segment built to fuel your week with inspiration and real strategies for success. I am Chris McIntyre, joined today by Tom Pryjda, and we're starting Motivation Monday because we know how tough it can be to break from old habits, stay motivated, and chase your goals, especially when life throws you curveballs. So from our own journeys and the wisdom of legends like David Goggins and Tony Robbins, we're here to help you get unstuck and start moving forward. Whether you're starting fresh or just for the next level, this segment is for you. And today we're digging into what it actually takes to set and execute goals and turn intentions into real results. So Tom, let's kick this off. When you think about setting goals, what's the first thing you focus on? And why do you think most people struggle to follow through with their goals?
Goals. So I've broken down how I take a look at all of my goals, more specifically my physical fitness goals. And I think there's 3 items that I like to talk about in goals. And I feel your second part there, your second question was, why do they not fulfill their goals? It's because there's a failure in one of those 3 steps.
Okay.
My first step is the why. Why do you want to do this goal? Why is it important to you? Why do you want to do it? Ask yourself that 1,000 times, and you should be able to answer yourself 1,000 times. What I also like to do is another triple check. Is this why? Is it good for me? Is it good for those around me? And is it good for society? If there's a new goal that you can check one, if not all 3 of those blocks, well, yeah, that might be a pretty good why. Why you might want to do that. And I also like to sort of play the devil's advocate of the why as well. Is your why for a picture at the gym so you can be one of those people in front of a mirror? So are you going to the gym just so you can take a picture in front of a mirror? Are you going to the gym? Are you creating this why because you want it to make your Facebook page look cool, or your Instagram? Those are all great whys. Those should be sort of like in the back seat of whys. When I think about why, really feel it. Why do I want to do this thing? Second thing, plan. Whatever your goal is and you've decided what the why is, you have to have a plan. No matter if it's president of the United States, or it's a CEO of a company, or it's run a marathon under 4 hours, you have to have a plan. Right. And I think that this is where between the second step and the third step is where there's going to be a lot of failure. If you do not have a rock solid plan, it's going to fall apart. If you don't know
what you're doing, if you don't have a rock solid why, you're not going to want to create a plan either. So if you're not honest about why you're doing what you're doing, you're not going to get to the planning stage.
Yes. Right. I love that.
So that's a lot of I think what I've found about in my own journey is I'm discovering all the ways that I give myself excuses, all the ways that I lie to myself. So becoming aware of that, and I still have to work on that to notice it. But it took a lot of, deep digging within myself to notice that I'm lying to myself. What do I really want? So that just goes.
And that awareness that you just spoke of there, that never ends. You only get better at it with time.
Right. I experience that continuously. Like this part of my life, I feel in my 40s is unlearning all of the habits that were not helping me.
Yes.
They were getting me by, but they weren't actively pushing me in a meaningful direction. But yeah.
Love that. And we can also use that, what I said, that we get better as time. We can also use that as a crutch as well, and choose not to change things because, I already know how to do it.
Oh yeah.
But the plan, we live in an AI digital world where if you want to do something in life nowadays, somebody out there has done it. Somebody else out there has accomplished that thing. Somebody else has done the thing that you want to do. So go find that person, go follow that person, go read about that person, figure out how they got there, figure out the plan that they got there. But the reason I say we live in this digital age, because more specifically like physical fitness, there are hundreds of apps for physical fitness.
Millions of coaches, online coaches.
Absolutely.
Here we are.
For me, I knew that the goal was to just create a habit of movement, but I didn't know how to do it. So I literally had the why. I want to get healthier. I want to be a healthier person. That was it. And my plan, I downloaded a single workout app. It was called Sworkit. Work it with an S. Sworkit. All one word.
Clever.
And for 2 years, I didn't touch a single weight. I didn't go to the gym. I sat in my living room. I was in hotel rooms. I was in Airbnbs. It gave me no option to say, I can't do this, because I didn't need weights. I was going to like the beach, and I even did it on like Miami Beach right there where all the pull-up bars and everything in the grass. I mean, that app, it's excuse free. It doesn't, because you can do it anywhere. You don't need any equipment. So for 2 years, I bought into this app, and all I did was show up. That's all I had to do, was just show up and hit the start button and follow it, doing body weight exercises for 2 years. I feel that was the most important part of that whole entire process about the plan, was having the plan, was just showing up.
Sounds like that the app kind of is used as an accountability system. I understand how that works because someone told me about a workout app maybe a year after I started working out. And when I started the app, I had kind of gone at a plateau. Like I was going to the gym every single day, but if I'm the one pushing myself with no plan, I promise you this, I'm lazy as shit. I'm doing 10 reps and just three. Like I'm doing bare minimums. And if I'm too tired to go do the other exercise, I'm not going to do it. So I think the app is, for me, it changed the way I work out. And now I need it. But it's just that outside of body, something kind of telling me what to do, but not from a submissive perspective, like not the boss of me. It's just a guide. It was a good guide. And I was able to follow it and hold myself accountable to it.
The most important thing you said there is that you do it. You go there. You've carved that space in your day. You've carved that space in your life where you say, hey, I'm going to go over here and do this thing. For you, it would just be a few minor adjustments with programming as far as what are your specific goals. Do you want to have a bigger chest? Do you want bigger back? Do you want bigger shoulders? And then we could program certain exercises, particularly for your goals.
It did not start like that. Let me tell you how I eventually got into the gym. So when I started working out here, or when I got here, one of my goals that I wrote down on my journal was I want to be able to do 10 push-ups. I want to be able to do 10 sit-ups. I want to be able to do 10 pull-ups. And I want to be able to run for 5 or 10 minutes. It was very small, but at the time I didn't do any kind of physical exercise. So my journey into where I'm at now started with 4 or 5 little exercises on a piece of paper that I did do pretty religiously for a few months. And then I stopped. And then I got a gym membership. And sometimes, guys, I would go to the gym and I wouldn't feel confident enough in myself to even go into the door. So a lot of times I was at Planet Fitness in the front in my truck or in my car smoking cigarettes. Like, I'm not going in today. Like,
what do you think?
Build the confidence.
Hold on. What were you when you are sitting there in your car 5 minutes before you decide to put it in reverse and drive away? Mm-hmm. What are you thinking from those 5 minutes prior to not today? And then you make the decision to leave.
Honestly, it's they're all gonna know that I don't belong here. Like I don't fit in with these guys because I don't work out all the time. So I'm gonna look stupid when I lift the weights. You know, it was a fear of being embarrassed, kind of. That's what it felt like. Like I didn't want to be embarrassed, even though now that I know, no one's gonna look at me when I go in the gym unless they're like, oh damn.
How much of that was true?
None of it. Like, see, these are the lies that I was just talking about. These are the things that I'm unlearning this whole section of my life. But my journey into the gym took 2 years to get me all the way in to where I was going and actually working out, where I didn't feel a weird way about walking in. That, you know, it was crippling. My anxiety was crippling getting into this shit. But overcoming that stuff. So the moment you do something you don't want to do because you know you should, the moment you decide to do it and then do it, you become stronger. And you now never have to worry about that again. Like, it starts a domino effect, or at least it did with me. And now it's a trigger. Whenever I feel that way, trepidatious or anxious about something that I want to do, I now recognize that as a feeling like this is going to be cool. It sucks right now, but I know I'm about to grow. Like I can recognize it as that now, but it didn't start like that.
I love that. And the way you said that, it rolls right into my last and final rule: consistency. You got to show up. You have to be consistent. And when I say consistent means just standing up, showing up, and being there for whatever that activity is, whether it's sitting down for 2 hours and studying for a math test, or sitting down 2 hours and studying for a new language, or a new instrument. It's that thing where you're setting this thing and you're committing to it. You're committing to it, and you're committing to it with consistency. And I'm just so thrilled about all the hobbies and habits that I'm starting in my life right now. And it's not like hopping off of a dirt road and then onto the interstate and you put in cruise control and relaxing. No, it's not like that at all. You're still on the back roads. You're still going through uncut grass and trees, and you're creating new paths in your brain. And it's literally like trying to go through all these forests and roads. So the last couple of days, I'm right now in what's called the prep phase of my Boulderthon. It's a marathon on September 28th, about 18 days from now.
Woo.
And we're in the dog days, so to speak, where it's just like I'm adding miles, I'm adding time, I'm adding speed, and it's just like my body's really feeling it. And so I ran already today and I ran yesterday. I ran last night and already this morning. And last night the run was 1 hour, and I had a pity party the whole entire run for an hour, just complained about everything. My body hurt, my hips hurt, my knees hurt, my back hurt, my everything hurt. And I was in this pity party for an entire hour. That's the decision I chose. But more importantly, the decision to show up and be consistent. It didn't matter about that workout or what I had going on in my head. Yeah, it hurt, but I still showed up.
Right.
I still used today and then
You didn't
today.
step away from your discipline. You didn't step outside of that based on the way you feel. You had already made a decision. This is what I do no matter what at this time, at this day. This is what I do. So anything outside of that is not going to get in the way of it. My headache, my girlfriend broke up with me, my mom is mad at me. Like none of that is going to get in the way when you have that discipline. But getting to that point, it takes.
And even on like days like yesterday and even like today, I'll go Goggins here for a moment, but I still hear his voice. Your feet hurt, so what? Your legs hurt, so what? Your back hurts, so what? Nobody cares. Work harder, keep going. And it's just like, not only did I still show up, I was focused. I kept my heart rate. I kept all my respiratory down right where I was so locked in last night. Garmin threw me another hour run today, and I was just like, yo, and it was 81 degrees. So locked in again, but still, like all the things I complained about last night, it was all gone. It was just whatever I was going through last night. I still made the decision today to show up. And that's the biggest thing I want to point out is nothing matters about yesterday or last week or last month. What matters is today.
Right. Tell me about the time where you remember starting the first time you started these habits, like your running habit. Tell me what the first day was like. What went through your brain and how did you start the habit officially?
I didn't realize it then, but the language that I was using to myself was the very most important thing. It's that feeling of saying to yourself, this is the new me. This is how the new me wakes up every day. I wake up and I'm proud to be happy. I wake up and I'm focused on this goal. I wake up and I'm the new me. Use positive reinforcement about how good I feel to do these new habits, why I'm doing them. Keep telling yourself, this is not, if you want to start a habit, you want to know how to not stick with it. I hate doing this thing. Oh, I don't want to do this thing. I hate it. It's just it's dragging me down. All that focus and language that you're giving it meaning at the same time. Of course you're not going to do it.
Right. Man, we should do a whole episode on that. Maybe the next time we should do an episode on negative self-talk, because I still suffer from it. And I want to be one of the guys that's telling you not to, but it's hard. It's one of those things. You have to be meditating is the only way that I can really see it, is when I objectively look at how I'm thinking from the outside, So that training that out of yourself is going to be difficult. At least it was for me. It still is, but it is very important.
One of my very most favorite things to talk about, I learned at the Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins. I'll just glaze over it really quick, but I would be happy to talk about it on every single episode. That's how important it is, because I think about it hundreds, if not thousands of times every single day. It's a triad of 3 things. So a triangle, we're going to start with the base of it. Your physiology. What is your physiology doing? What is your body doing? Look at me. I'm all curled over like a ball right now. What kind of signal am I sending to my brain right now? What if I have put my hands in my pocket and I put my head down? What sort of signal am I sending to my body? Or if
you're depressed, you don't care about yourself, you have no confidence.
Boom.
That's what I see. Right.
So even if I'm feeling terrible and I have the ability to stand up and put my shoulders back, there's 2 millimeter difference right here between this. Watch this. 2 millimeter difference between this right here. And you're sending 2 completely different signals to your nervous system. So number 1, the physiology. What are we doing? So if you want to change your state of mind, if you want to master your life, master your state of mind. If you want to change your state of mind, first thing, change your physiology. Stand up. Put your shoulders back. Change your physiology. Take a drink of water. You know why I take a drink of water? Because when you take a drink of water, all the physiological, all that water's going down to your body. All your organs are shifting and moving a little bit. You are changing the physiology of your body. Number 2, what are you focused on? Well, I've never really been good at this kind of thing. That's not really me. It's not kind of my kind of thing. Are you focused on the things you can't control? Or are you focused on the things that you can control? Are you focused on the things that are in the past? You focused on the things that are in the future, things that you can't control? Are you focused about how that guy could just cut you off? Are you focused about how your spouse is really upset at you?
Right.
Those are all things that you can't control. What can you control? You can control right now the things that are within your grasp. You can change the focus from what you can't control to what you can control. And what is the language around that focus? That's number 3, the language. Are you telling yourself that, gosh, today's probably not the day. I don't really want to do this today.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to go in there and get some today. I don't care what. Send signals to your nervous system. Make quick, fast movements, really fast, quick movements. Send signals to your brain. Change your physiology. All this movement that I'm making right now is very, very, very deliberate. I'm sending signals to my brain right now to say, Tom, you're really excited right now. You really love life.
Right. I think a lot of us do this without thinking about it. Like when you see boxers right before they go, into the match, they're talking to themselves and they're shadow boxing in the corner. They're getting it moving, making sure they're on point with what they're about to do. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yep. Those 3 things right there, man. Master your state, master your life. Physiology, focus, and language. And now anytime, like if I start feeling negative about something, it's like my nervous system goes boom. It's like a punch in the face. Like, sit up straight. Let's first fix things that I can control right now. I can control my body language. I can control the signals that I'm sending to my nervous system right now. And it's how crazy, how quickly your state of mind can change.
Those things that we were just talking about, like the little differences from this to, like that. I always thought of in a way of how other people are going to perceive me as a way to hide how I'm feeling inside. But the way you just said it, telling your own body how to feel, like you're basically commanding it, like giving it power, like, yo, I am this motherfucker.
Yep.
Like,
and those quick movements you did with the shoulder. Yes.
Right.
Quick,
like,
doing quick too. Yeah. There you go.
Go.
Yeah. Do that thing.
Tell me you don't feel tough when you do shit like that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And then once you realize the signals that you're sending to your brain and your nervous system by doing those things, you're going to start moving and talking with your hands all the time.
Right. That's why people think I'm crazy, Tom, out here. He's always so positive. He's always talking with his hands. Hell yeah. Well, that's a lot of good stuff, Tom. So what else is up for you now? Are you heading out here pretty soon?
Yeah, man. I've got about, so the marathon is on the 28th. Movers come on the 29th, the very next day. And then I clear my apartment on the 3rd.
All right. Well, you got to come back on and tell us how the race went. Well, I'm sure we'll do a couple episodes before then.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, let's keep this motivational Mondays thing going, man.
Yeah, man. Let me mention one more thing about a controlled burn I had recently. So when I say like a controlled burn, there are so many times in life where we get frustrated and we let our nervous system take over. We get in that fight or flight, and then we can be in our family, our social environment, our work environment, and we let this thing take control, and our lid pops off and we explode on somebody, and we start yelling on them. Whatever the case, we've all been there. But we've all been there, but that's not good for the nervous system to sort of explode like that in this fight mode. However, I do think that letting that sort of shift come out of your body in a controlled, natural environment and using anger, using frustration to propel you forward, so to speak. The last time I did this, I did it about a week ago. And the last time I did it was in 100K last spring. I was about mile 55. I was on a climb all in the dark. I was in the woods all by myself, and I just couldn't take another step. I had to stop. I sat down right there on the trail and just sat in my little pity party for a minute or two. It felt amazing. It felt amazing that I could sit there. But I really thought about haters. I thought about people that have doubted me in my life. I sort of had all that just came over me all at one time, 15 hours into this race. And I stood up super proud, put both of my middle fingers in the air, and it was like, F you, F you, F you. And I let that release just go. I let my nervous system just take over in that very moment.
And you pulled power from that.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
I mean, I couldn't take another step, but here I did. It was the thing that got me up, and I got to marching again. Right. So let's fast forward to a week ago. I don't have it with me. I'm working on a project right now where I wanted to make it so that I can record my voice if I get inspired, no matter where I'm at. So I've been running with an audio recorder.
Nice.
Saturday, I was on a 13-mile run, and 7 miles in, I got motivated, and I'm on the
All of a
Cherry
sudden,
Creek.
Tom Pryjda's a writer. He's an author now.
So here I am running on the Cherry Creek Trail. I've got my recorder in my hand, and I immediately started talking about I thought about that 100K moment, and I started talking about using that moment to propel you forward, taking all that fear instead of releasing it in a work or a family or a social setting where it doesn't belong. Release it in the gym. I mean, I don't have anything wrong with people screaming or yelling in the gym, as long as it's like they're not doing it every single rep.
Right in your face, yeah.
Right? But here I am. I'm just getting it. And then all of a sudden my nervous system takes over, and I turn into Goggins, and I imagine all of my haters sitting on a couch with like Cheetos in their hand, and they've got orange fingers and they've got Cheetos all over. This is what I imagined. And I just started releasing and just going after it and passing people all over like crazy. I'm in my own little world. And
Tom's
I'm
got
just,
all of his haters in his brain.
Yep.
He's like, fuck you guys.
Right?
Fuck that.
So now I try to put those two moments in contrast. Think about your explosion where you use all these F-bombs in a social, family, or work setting, and everybody's looking at you like, yo, that dude's got problems. Or now take that same person with the same language and everything, that they see you running through the city using that same language, F this and F that, and how dare you, and show up and just getting after it and just unleashing all of this venom to all of your haters. Now, for me, I'm sure that those people were thinking, yo, that dude, like, I don't know what they were thinking, actually.
How's he racing with us today? He should be in
Right?
a hospital.
So I've got a lot of contrast from that, and I felt so amazing having that release for my nervous system in a safe, controlled environment. I'm already 8 miles in, and my nervous system, and I still got 5 to go. And it's just like, let it go. And then after that, I just sat back and I was basically in cruise control the rest of the run. It was amazing.
Toasted the rest of the race?
Yep, you got it.
Nice. That's beautiful. That reminded me of a couple things. My fear story that I do want to touch on, but I used anger to quit smoking. I got mad at my ex, and it was one of those things where I felt that I could do it to one up her, and I did. And it worked. So
yes,
it maybe not have been the right reason, but it solved the problem. It did what I wanted it to do. But this thing that I was talking about, last night I went to see the newest Conjuring movie, a horror movie. I took my 13-year-old, and like, I don't typically get like scared, but there's always those, jumpy scenes in scary movies that are kind of freaky. And they always freak me out when that happens. So yesterday I was noticing in my body, and it's been my whole life because I remembered it from my entire life. Whenever like scary stuff is going to happen, and I know it's going to happen, I kind of duck away and try not to look at it, kind of thing. And I noticed my body and myself doing that in the movie theater, and I was like, no, there's got to be a way to not let that happen. So I told myself, okay, when I feel that, I'm going to look harder, open my eyes more, and kind of smile, like, wait for it. Here it comes, like, and kind of predict it. And it took so much of the teeth out of the jumpy parts away from me. Like, it made me feel like, fuck this movie. It doesn't scare me. And, that was a way of using that fear in a way that benefited myself. So it just kind of went along with your story. And I thought it was neat. It's a new practice that I'm going to work on to conquer my own fear.
I love that. Even kind of compounds onto that. And what I was also saying too is, if you're using all this negative energy as fuel, like as your haters or whatever, especially if they have names, pull all it all in. And if it propels you to be successful, give them credit. Give them credit with grace. You've got the grace. Give them grace. Say, hey, my scenario with that person right now is not the best, but my anger so much fueled me that I succeeded in this thing. So I might not be the type of blame that you were thinking of, but blame them for helping you be successful, even in a time when you're not positive with that person. Give them grace.
I like that. Tony Castillo, thank you for making me go to the gym, for calling me a fat ass when I was 12. Thank you. I appreciate it. It worked out. Well, all right. That was the first episode of Motivational Monday. I guess I'll drop it on Monday because that's what I called it. And you'll see Tom here a lot. And we'll do a lot of motivational, inspirational stuff on things that we've learned in the world we're both in the self-improvement space. So I really appreciate you, Tom, for willing to do this with me.
Absolutely. Anytime. Can't wait for the next one.
All right, you guys. Until next time, please hit subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you think I can ever run as much as Tom? Let me know what you think. Peace.